Next on Worcester News Tonight, thousands of people hit the malls to find the best Black Friday shopping deals. Plus, Christmas tree farms also busy with customers today as people begin decorating for the holiday. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. We'll have a look at Black Friday shopping in a minute, but we begin tonight with the Attorney General suing Worcester County District Attorney for apparently withholding data records. There was a 14-page lawsuit was filed earlier this week and accuses District Attorney Joseph Early, along with two other prosecutors, of improperly withholding public records despite orders to release them. This all started when a reporter from the Boston Globe requested data to track criminal court cases. At issue is whether the data is protected or should be made public under the public records law. The district attorney says he is seeking guidance from the court system over what is public versus what should remain private.
The trial court made a determination that a lot of the records that were requested weren't public records. I'm seeking some guidance from the court by way of a declaratory judgment to let us know what we should be giving out and what we shouldn't be giving out. If the trial court is determined that these aren't public records and we have questions with regards to whether they are, whether they're not, I don't think it'd be a responsible thing for me to be giving them out.
Now, a statement from the Attorney General's office reads in part, quote, "Government accountability and transparency are key values of our office, and we believe that the records requested of the District Attorney's office should be disclosed under state law." Now, the two prosecutors that were also named in the lawsuit are Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz and Cape and Islands District Attorney Michael O'Keefe. Turning now to Black Friday shopping, and it is the unofficial kickoff to the holiday shopping season. It is known as the day stores across the country have deals on everything from clothes to electronics to decorations, deals which normally attract a lot of shoppers on a day where many people have off because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Our Rosalind Flaherty braved the large crowds today and has this report.
Coffee is our lifesaver today. We wouldn't be able to do it without it.
Shoppers flood the Auburn Mall for Black Friday, grabbing the best deals on the unofficial start to the holiday season.
Well, the biggest thing that we get out of it is all of our Christmas shopping is done.
The Auburn and Solomon Pond malls open just after midnight, letting eager shoppers in. The area mall manager says they've been preparing for this day for months.
We start thinking about Black Friday and the holiday season in July, and even before. A lot of retailers do the bulk of their business during this time of the year.
Deal hunters took to the malls, finding stores anywhere from 20% off to 75% off.
I got an Xbox controller for 20 bucks.
How much were they originally?
Usually it goes for about like 50, but so a huge markdown, over 50%, which is pretty good.
I probably saved a couple $100.
While some shoppers got up very early to come shopping, others are saying it's not necessary to come that early.
It's not worth fighting people, you know. So yeah, and parking's a lot better later because everyone's already leaving because they're all tired.
Do a little bit of research beforehand, see what time you actually should be getting here.
Have an idea of what you want.
It's good advice. For veteran Black Friday shoppers like Lincoln Wright, he says he's been shopping on this day for years and says first-timers could learn a few things.
Budget, I feel like, is needed when you come here because I feel like you're going to overspend sometimes.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Black Friday shopping not the only deal you'll find this weekend, as the focus shifts to small businesses tomorrow. Several businesses are planning deals for Small Business Saturday. Crompton Collective in Worcester is among businesses in the city hoping to attract a lot of customers. The staff at Crompton Collective say tomorrow is a good reminder to support local businesses.
We have extenders farmers market hours from 9 to 2, over 30 vendors are coming, a lot of local farmers and things to support the community's well-being.
Many stores throughout Worcester and across New England have come together to get the word out about Small Business Saturday. Dermatis says the day also helps link small businesses together.
I definitely do see the spirit of people when they come in, and it's nice to see families coming in and spending time together and doing something right in the city of Worcester. I think it's important for the community's well-being to shop locally. It's important because it does come in full circle. Everything does come back to the people, and it offers jobs and sometimes better wages.
The deals don't stop this weekend. It continues on Monday with Cyber Monday, and that's a day when sales are available for those who shop online. While a lot of people were out grabbing the best deals for Black Friday shopping, dozens in Princeton were also out buying Christmas trees. The day after Thanksgiving seemed to be a popular day to pick out a tree. Our Catherine Andrioli reports.
Whoa, baby!
Picking out the perfect Christmas tree. It's what many families were doing on Friday as part of their annual holiday tradition, despite the rainy and cold conditions.
Probably looked at 500 trees. And we narrowed it down to 3, and this is the one that the wife chose.
Dozens of trees were cut down and packed up at Deer Run Tree Farm in Princeton. The farm says this weekend will be the busiest of the season, and many say it is their tradition each year to pick out a tree the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Well, we came back here because we were here 20 years ago, and this one was 2 years old, and this one was 5 years old, in a blizzard, snowstorm. Snow was up to my knees. I had her in a backpack on me, and we had a good experience, so we decided we would come back this year.
It takes about 8 years to grow a medium-sized Christmas tree like the one you see here behind me. However, the owner of the farm says this year's drought has had an impact on the number of trees they've been able to grow. Farm owner Robert Paris says this year they have fewer trees than usual due to the dry conditions over the summer. He says some trees planted in the spring didn't survive.
The drought has affected all of the transplants, the ones that I put in last spring. They didn't make it, but all the bigger trees, they're fine. They got a deep root system.
Paris says there are still hundreds of trees to choose from at the 6-acre farm. Today, many families found their perfect Christmas trees and say they cherish the memories made during their annual holiday tradition.
Do you guys always come the day after Thanksgiving?
Always.
Every year?
Yeah, every single year. Every single year.
In Princeton, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
Police investigating a pedestrian accident on Route 169 in Charlton. Police were on scene after 2:30 this afternoon, along with an ambulance. You can see one car was off to the side of the road. The Telegram and Gazette is reporting a 68-year-old man was hit by a car and suffered serious injuries. With the cold weather arriving here in Massachusetts, so too has cold and flu season. Several cases of the flu have already been reported across the state. As our Brittany Schaefer shows us, doctors say the flu shot is still the best way to avoid getting sick.
For the people that I ask who are sick, only roughly 10% of them at this point have said yes, that they've had the flu shot.
Flu season is here. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say there are already multiple confirmed cases in Massachusetts, yet local doctors say fewer people seem to be getting the flu vaccine.
We haven't seen too many people coming in for their flu shots. They should be coming in. Let's say we're disappointed that more people haven't been coming in.
The best way to avoid the flu is to get the flu vaccine every year. And the more often you do it, the better off you will be.
UMass Memorial Healthcare Dr. Robert Finberg says flu season starts in November and runs through April. He expects the cold weather we've been having might make it an early year.
Influenza A and influenza B, they both like the cold weather. They survive better in the cold weather. We're expecting it to be a typical year. However, even in a typical year, there are tens of thousands of cases in the U.S.
Dr. Finberg advises all to get their flu shots and this year to avoid the nasal spray many received last year.
The nasal spray, for whatever reason, and we don't entirely know why, did not perform very well last year, and therefore we're really not recommended. It was mostly recommended for children in the past.
While you can get the flu shot at any time, doctors say around the holidays are a good time, especially when families gather and celebrate with large groups of people.
Anytime you go into a setting with crowds of people, you're potentially at risk from getting the flu.
No, sharing drinks, no sharing food. Let's say, from person to person kind of thing. But what's on your plate, help yourself.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Dr. Feinberg says people with comprised immune systems are most at risk for the flu. This includes infants, children, seniors, people going through chemotherapy. Well, dozens of schools across the region, including several in central Massachusetts, have tested positive for unsafe levels of lead and copper in their drinking water. According to the Telegram and Gazette, 13 districts in the area have at least one school with a positive test for elevated lead and copper levels. Many of those school systems have already shut down the affected fixtures and began planning to replace them. Hundreds of schools participated in a water testing program launched by the state in April. The results for Worcester Public Schools have not come in yet. UMass Memorial Medical Center and the police department are teaming up with Toys R Us in Auburn this weekend to provide gifts for children. The event aims to stuff a police cruiser full of gifts for foster children for the annual Worcester Area Department of Children and Families holiday party. Holiday shoppers who are buying gifts for family and friends are asked to add one more gift for a child in foster care in the Worcester area. The event will be located at the Toys R Us in Auburn this Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.